Who else wants to volunteer for a fitting? Come on up, Steve.
Well, Eric and I have been tasked with how to present a program to you on the marriage of golf instruction and club fitting.
What I tell my golfers, if you hit every shot like this, it's going right at your target.
Should we get to the point now?
The masters are going to be up here. Manuel is going to hit shots. We're going to check the data. Okay. I'm going to ask questions. What would you recommend? What would you and we'll all fight and argue and squabble, and maybe they'll learn something.
Letting people know what differentiates me from going to a sporting goods or a or whatever, where they wouldn't get that kind of attention.
David, would it be a good practice to do a before and after using the speed and acceleration profiles with their current club versus what they're going out the door with?
I know if I'm going to do a fitting and I run a guy through this many shafts, when I see a shot dispersion like that, that's not too bad. Not too bad.
And I started on this journey. The path to learning about this came from wanting to answer a basic question that a lot of us get in our activities as club fitters or instructors, and that is, how does the body move?
This is my angle of attack. That's going to be my angle of attack published. But you can see the amount of time that we measure the club.
Mike McFadden has come from the PGA of Germany. Oh, wait a second. I come from the PGA of Germany, but I'm in Columbus, Georgia. Finally, I get to do something in my mother language and not in German.
Immediate response. Catch customers at the exact moment of interest.
Now we got 0.6 and 0.1. The 4 grams, the head weight went from 249 to 253. We got 125 gram sham. We're what at? Right at D0.
All right, golf instruction and professional club fitting. Are we partners or are we pugilists? Are we fighting each other or are we helping each other?
Yes, with our ordinary players. When we were fitting the people on the stage yesterday, he wasn't going to this screen. He was going to those other 3 screens for the majority of all the information that we need.
People who I deal with from the PGA, the last thing you want to do is be playing with ill-suited equipment. That's the last thing you want to do.
My contribution to begin with is fitting is fun. You should be enjoying yourself when you do it. Your customer should be enjoying himself, and you should be looking for evidence and trying to test the customer for better stuff.
So we can see that the face is now down to 0.1 degrees. That is pretty much 1/10 of a degree from square in the path. Again, a very good path of 0.6 out to in, and that's why he hits a nice little straight cut.
I think it's a relatively new concept that fitting and instruction are extremely important in the overall development of the golfer.
So look at the driver optimizer and see, if we can get you more distance with your launch conditions. I don't think that your launch conditions are optimum.
You should know this. You're fitting golf equipment, you should know this.
Yeah. Jerry just made a real good point. He said it boils down to who's doing the fitting, him or you.
You can see this is a compressive load that we put on an all graphite shaft without any hoop orientation. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see it flattening out. You see it getting squished. And this is the steel fiber shaft, still round.
Kind of keep it open, have open discussion with each and every one of you or as a group, and I want to get up here and talk about what you want me to talk about. And so I don't think you want me to get up here and talk about the product presentation, but there will be some briefing things about some new stuff and maybe some stuff that's coming in 2012. That's always exciting to kind of have a snapshot in the future of what's coming.
But first of all, one of my mentors taught me that you ought to talk to people about who you are and why you ought to have some credibility.
JP104 is really our bread and butter. It's really the next generation of what was Sonar Tech.
Online, yes, I book 80% of my fittings online. So they're paying me, before I meet the majority of my customers, they have paid me for a fitting.
Now having said that, if our path comes more from underneath, and you're used to coming a little from the outside, are you going to miss it to the right or to the left first? Okay, so might want to move, right? No, just kidding, just kidding.